Kumu. Hey guys, so welcome back. Surprise, surprise. We are doing a live stream stocks by request. So here's what we're gonna do. Send in your stocks. We'll probably give it 1 minute, 2 minutes or so before we get to start it. No, before we get to do this. So I haven't done this in a very long time to do the live stream on my main channel. And tama si Patrick Miguel, we're doing this live both on Kumu and on YouTube. So interesting, something very new, something that I haven't done before. But we're disrupting the algorithm, I guess, and see how it possibly would go. So hello to you, Miro Nieva. Hello to you, Nikki Joy Nosarel. For watching from Cebu. So this is how it goes. No, for those who don't know how stocks by request is, send in stocks that you guys want me to analyze. And we're going to talk about this from a technical analysis point of view. This is me sharing ideas, but this is by no means you following what I'm supposed to talk about here. Just me sharing how you can analyze it from a technical analysis point of view. So please do remember, no matter what we do here, no matter how much we talk about it, please still do your own due diligence. So while we're waiting for people to go live, like si Nikki Joy, Simon Cruz, tagasan kayo, by the way, for those who want to drop a message or a stock that you want me to analyze, put your name and I guess your address na rin, hindi full address, kung saan city kayo nakatira. So at least I just want to know. I'm just so curious about it. So there. So while we're trying to build people to come into the stream, you have Anatoly Pimentel, hello to you. See Marvin Almares, hello to you as well. Then you have Redwin Cruz, good evening, Sir Marvin. Then you have Productive Tambay from Brunei. Whoa, Brunei Darussalam. Tama ba? Brunei Darussalam. Then you have Gerald Transporto. Sabi niya, hello, sir. Then you have Daniel Joseph Algo. Tama. Then you have Tommy Argana. Hello, great content. Sharan Daswani. Good evening, Sir Marvin. Hope all is well. Jose Luis de Guzman. Good evening. So I want to start off with this. No, while all of you guys are putting in your stocks that you guys want to talk about, the market for today, no, closed slightly higher at 7,071, and the value turnover for that was around 8.54 billion pesos. So it's still within range, lower than what we've been seeing over the past, I guess, over the past few days. Maybe because we've been seeing 9, 10, 11 billion in terms of value turnover. It's still relatively respectable. And maybe I'll start with the ones that have larger value turnovers as well. APL, maybe BDO, and BSC. Please remember, in the realm of technical analysis, it's always about volume. It's always predicated on the larger amount of transactions you get, the stronger it will be also, because that's so important. No, when you start investing and trading the markets, it has to come to a point where if you're relying purely on technicals, of course you sometimes you have to look at the fundamentals also. You have to look at what's driving it. You have to at least know what's going on. But at the end of the day, the larger the volume that you have on it, the larger the conviction as well when it comes to the stock that you guys want to analyze. So let's do this. Let's start this and let's analyze. But as what I've been talking about, I've been looking at the index. To those of you from Kumu, hello to all of you. I want to start everything off with the PSEI when we go through individual stocks. So you'll notice it, no, and this is this is very relevant, especially to how we've been doing it over the past few weeks. That the market, in a broad sense, you'd normally see it start to move on larger strides after the drop no March. As you can see right here, no March, then you saw the market move into an uptrend. However, I've been mentioning this for the past few days already that we've been seeing the market also move in an sideways pattern. We've been seeing it start to consolidate for a bit. And if you'll allow me to zoom into the chart here, you will see this. This is primarily how the chart is looking. So you see today, as the market closed January 25, it closed in the green. It's showing us that, hey, the PSEI is holding its ground. It's staying above the 7,034 support level. So please do note that Friday it hit the support. And for those who have been following my books, my seminars, and our video series, support is an area where there's a large amount of people starting to buy, or they think it's cheap, and that's where it landed last Friday. And as you can see right here, intraday tried to dip that particular level. As it tried to dip, it started to go up still because there was an intraday buying that happened. That's why even though the market closed in the red last week, buyers were strong enough to make it go above the support level. In the same way, today, it held off its ground again. It held onto its ground and stayed above the support level. So as you can see right here, if it stays above this level, this is its current trajectory. So right now, the current range is support is 7,030 still, and the resistance is at the 7,307 level. And that's how consistent support and resistance is. That's how interesting it is in terms of following the range. And that's why I've been saying it over and over and over again that sometimes you don't really have to predict or watch your stocks every minute because it just follows a certain range, it just follows a certain progression. So that's for the index. Now, I want to start it off also with APL, BDO, and BSC. Then maybe later on, we're going to go through the stocks that you guys are asking as well. So APL primarily because the value turnover is at 1.1 billion. Very, very strong, large conviction. And let's see how the chart is progressing right now. So APL closed down 12.5%. It closed 0.28. And as you can see right here, we plotted the support and resistance. We've been showing this and doing this for the past few days also. It's already its second day out of this uptrend. And if you note it right here, we're already seeing MACD start to cross down, and we're already seeing it from the RSI also cross particularly lower. So looking at it this way, if you're looking for signals that are relatively bearish and you'll try to count it, yung RSI already started to cross down. That's one. Then number two, you most likely have also MACD also starting to cross down. That's two signals na showing you that it's not super bullish. It's showing you certain signals that it's a bit bearish. Number three, this uptrend line, I mentioned this, I think, over the weekend that nabasag siya right here, signaling also no that maybe it may start to consolidate once again. However, for today, you saw APL 0.33 open, close at 0.28, dip. Please remember, the support is 0.29. The close today is 0.28. So technically speaking, APL, as of now, is dipping below the support. So couple of things to watch out for the week. APL, if it does not go back to the 0.29 level, the next possible area of support, in my opinion, is around 0.236, or it could dip to as low as 0.196. So those are the progression levels of support should selling continue for APL. But one thing is so interesting is that second day of confirmation that this upward trending line that I drew is already broken. However, if it goes back to the 0.29 level, then the play going back to the 0.445 level is somehow also there, or it could possibly progress. That if it goes back here over the next few days, then this progression is intact. But if not, then it could dip here, as what I've mentioned, to 0.24, or to a slow right here to the 1.96 level. So that's where we are. Oh, we have Jerry Well, who's also a regular here. Of course, si Patrick Miguel. For those who don't know, he's the one who sent us a Roborock. Then you have MJ Mansala, who's watching from South Korea. You have Jerkas, hello to you. Then you have Patrick James Cerato, hello, good evening. So there. So we've talked about the index so far. We talked about APL. Then I want to go with BDO because it also had the second largest value turnover for the day at 1 billion pesos. So BDO closed at 111.90, slightly up at 0.72%. But what's so interesting about that is, if you notice it right here, no, walang nagbago. BDO is still moving across its sideways progression. And it's been like that since March 2020, and it's been like this since November 2020. So we have been seeing BDO move in this channel. So if you are a quick trader, this should have been ranges that you could have traded: buy here, sell here, drop here, bought here, sold here. Now it's trying to build a smaller support, and that's what I love about technicals, the consistency about it. That ganun pa rin eh, 108. It's holding in that level. Given that the 20-day moving average is showing strength, no, that hey, people are buying at that particular level, and that's why we're seeing it hold. Now, current progression right now, if this level will build its way as a support also, so you have 108 and then 114. So this is a very, very narrow support and resistance, no. The This is around 5 plus or 6 plus percent. So uh narrative is, if this does not hold, it could go here, which is very, very close already, the 50-day moving average, or to our strongest area still at the 98.9, or you could say the 99 level. Yung mahirap sa live eh. I need water. So for a bit, So there, MACD is currently also confirming whatever we're seeing for the 20-day moving average, and we're seeing it just moving slightly sideways still. So nothing much has changed in all of this. So next stock is, I want to look at BSC. By the way, for those who asked for a Zoom session, no, we're doing Stock Smarts via Zoom. I think end of February. Link is in the description below for those who want to know more about it. May nagpapa-shout out from UNTV. Okay, UNTV, pa-shout out to Boss Marvin Germo. Yung kitang napanood sa UNTV noong 2012, more power. Ask ko lang about SRO ng ACEN. Gaano kalaki ang presyo yung bababa sa January 29 dahil sa dilution? I think we made videos about that already, no? Of course, every time you introduce more shares, it will somehow, think about it na parang pizza siya, na you have more shares, you have more slices but the pie is the same. So yung value, yung dami mo na shares, dadami, pero yung value mo would relatively stay the same. It's just that if you availed it also, of course you are buying more, you're putting in more money, and SROs is a way for a company also to somehow raise money as well. Oh, we have one of our membership people, ISM Israel, joining us. Mababawi na rin yung multiple times pa dahil sa tinuturo ni Sir Marvin. Thank you, Israel. So that's my answer for SRO. But we have so many videos already about the SRO. Please reference that as well. So this is BSC. As you can see, BSC right here. No, allow me to zoom in so you see it better. So a couple of things that I'd like to mention is, we are on the third day from the RSI cross down. It's somehow confirming, no, as of now, that you have a support at the 0.775 level. And kung itataas mo to, mas gusto mong consistent also, you can somehow put a support level here at the 1 peso mark. So current progression, you have a support at the 0.775 level. Then you have a support at the 1 peso level. The reason why I'm pegging this, kasi medyo malaki rin yung ano nito. This is a large spread still, no. Sorry about that. If you'll allow me to compute for the distance of this, medyo malaki-laki rin yung spread. This is around 25 plus percent also. So yeah, last Friday it closed at 1.28. Today, hit an open of 1.34 but closed at the 1.05 level. So 2 days straight that it's trying to hold and hover above this level. So current progression for the week to watch out for BSC. 1.005 does not hold. Possible area for it to retrace will be 0.775. If it bounces, support is 1.005, resistance is 1.91. Now, I want to go to your stocks by request. You have Tessa Colin. I think she's from Paris, no? Hello to you. Then you have Giovanni Mabangue. Good evening, Sir Marvin. How about SSI? Sige. So, SSI, this is how it looks. Ayan, this is SSI. As you can see, no, it's moving towards the same progression that it's consolidating. The consolidatory range for SSI is, you have 1.39 as your support. You have the resistance pegged at 1.865. And if you'll allow me to put a shorter one here, which is also backed up by the 50-day moving average, you have another one here at the 1.599 or 1.6 level. Couple of things that I'd like to mention though is you can see here GMMA has already crossed. Uh, MACD is already way below zero, and it's already starting to push up from oversold level. So that's where we are for SSI. It's the second day from the bounce from the 1.39 level as confirmed by the 100-day moving average. But I just like to point this out. I'll zoom in a bit. Intraday already, oh, as you can see here, please do note that this functions as a resistance also. Intraday, SSI here hit the resistance of the 20-day moving average. And as it hit it, high, 1.48, it got sold down. That's why it closed relatively lower at the 1.45 mark. So please do note this para sa'yo, Jovan Mabangue, from, I don't know kung saan wala nakalagay, but asking for SSI. The current range of SSI is 1.63 resistance, confirmed by the 50-day moving average. Then the 1.40 support confirmed by the 100-day moving average. GMMA and MACD are not as bullish as what we want it to be. Ayan, we have Princess Canon. Guys, comment below. Sabi ni Princess Canon, MM or dito? Anong gusto nyong prioritize natin? Team MM or Team dito? What do you want? Mary Mart, Injapsia, dito, Dennis Uy. What do you want to prioritize first? Comment below. Put it in the comment section and we're gonna try to analyze it as well. Okay, let's do this. Umayos ka, Patrick Miguel, anong Team Marvin Germo? Umayos ka. Ayan na, there's more people shouting MM. So most likely, let's do MM. Let's do MM first. Ayan si Princess Canon, ikaw mismo bumoto and then MM din linagay mo. Sige, let's do this. Princess, tagasan ka, Princess? Okay, MM, same thing. And that's why support and resistance ranges are very, very interesting. People from Kumu, people from Marymart. By the way, I'm using Kumu kasi na-BI ako ni Salve. Na-BI ko si Salve Duplito to do YouTube. Siya naman nag-BI sa akin to do Kumu. I don't know kung may mapapala ako sa Kumu, but it's just interesting. Sabay rin naman live, so might as well. So anyways, I'll erase this a bit so you see it clearer. Yan. I'll fix this a bit so mas clear siya para sa inyo. There. So as you can see, no, how amazing technicals is. For the past weeks, mula na nag-start yung year, we've been talking about Marymart consolidating. We've been talking about Marymart moving sideways, and we've been talking about Marymart having a resistance at the 8 peso level. Comment, 8 peso level. And true enough, tinamaan niya siya first week of January, bagsak. Tinamaan siya January 11, bagsak. Tinamaan siya January 18, bagsak. Let's see, again, the difference though, I'd like to note this is, because of the 20-day moving average, we're seeing this start to slope up. Meaning, buyers are willing to buy it at a higher price. And for those who attended their Stock Smart sessions, try to think about it. Teka, if buyers are willing to buy it at a higher level, then that somehow connotes a more bullish outlook still, although it's moving sideways. You can reference the books that I wrote when I talked about uptrends. Normally, when stocks move in uptrends, there are sections where it has to consolidate, similar to what we're seeing here. Then, buyers are buying it higher, then it eventually starts to break out. So as of now, no, there's no evidence yet that it has broken out. We still have to see how it will particularly go. But again, if Marymart does not break the 8 peso resistance, do you just read it as is? Just read it as is. What do I mean by that? By the way, guys, may nagpop up sa comment section ko sa YouTube, may Marvin Germo na nagsasend ng number. Hindi ako yon. I will never send a WhatsApp number. Oy, Bitcoin, message this number. That's not me. Somehow, yung scammers copy your picture and your name and then nagko-comment. So, for you to know that it's me, Marvin Germo, tas may verified check to note that it's me. So, but I'll never send a message me on WhatsApp for you to be able to, tas foreign number pa. Hindi ako yon. So, anyways, Marymart, uptrend. Marymart resistance, 8 pesos per share. However, what's interesting about Marymart compared to the other stocks that we've analyzed at least is 20, 50, 100, 200-day moving average is still, as of today, January 25, 2020, relatively bullish. MACD though, short term, it is showing us a bit of weakness. However, the overall underlying trend is still, it's supporting this entire upward push na meron tayo sa Marymart na long-term upward trend pa rin siya. So there. So, bantayan natin throughout the week. If the 8 peso resistance level gets broken out to, then we may possibly see it go higher. If not, then the consolidation level, or at least a support and resistance, may possibly be 8 pesos, or here, kung nasan yung 20-day moving average at the 7 peso level, and the strongest part, which is around the 6.4 mark. So there. Exciting din pala to, no? We have around 317 people joining us in YouTube right now. It's fun to do this. So you have Persha Balog saying Algo, 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 Algo. You have Jennifer Basilio asking for MRC or AR. Yan na naman natin. Medyo tricky question yan na pagdalawa. Guys, comment below. What do you guys want? MRC or AR? MRC or AR? The most number again. We're gonna go for it also. MRC or AR. Ayan na naman si Patrick Miguel. Anyways, okay, MRC, sabi ni John Zinks, MRC, si Miro, MRC also. By the way, no, kahit live to, regardless if it's live or taped, kahit anong pinag-usapan natin, don't just buy dahil pinag-usapan natin dito. Please do your research, please do your due diligence, please save and invest and take the time to be able to study, because at the end of the day, the stock market is still a skills game. So, nalilito na ako. Dami rin nagko-comment ng AR, si IT, AR, MRC, AR, MRC. Sige, MRC muna. Let's see how it goes. So this is MRC. Couple of things from the get-go. Number one, RSI has already dipped. That's one. Number two, MACD has already also shown you a change in direction. Two. So if you're counting it from a level of what are indicators that are showing you that it's relatively bearish, then RSI is one of them. MRC MACD is number two. Then number three is, if we'll zoom in further here, you will see this. This particular level at the 0.70 mark, nag-break down siya last Thursday. Then Friday, it did not go higher. Then today, it tried to hit it. Intraday, as you can see here, intraday push was 0.72. It went up, but true enough, same textbook definition of a resistance. Sellers brought it down. That's why for the third straight day, it's now below the 7.70 level. So a couple of things that are showing you more bearish undertones. RSI cross down is still moving across that. MACD cross over. 20-day moving average breakdown for third day below the price range of 0.72. Then if you'll add the number 5 bearish indicator for this, large red candle, at least for the day. One thing that's somehow protecting it though is, you can see this, I plotted this a couple of days back already, yung uptrend na to, it's still sitting on this uptrend. So you can see it right here. As it's starting to sit on this particular uptrend, this particular progression up is still holding its ground. However, it would be safe to assume that over the next few days, pag nabasag to, we could actually say that the uptrend for MRC is already over. So, couple of scenarios. Number one, bounces off this, but it does not break the 0.71 level, then we may see it start to go sideways like this. Second scenario, breaks this upward trend, then we may see it retrace here to as low as the 0.56 level, kung nasan din nandun yung 50-day moving average. Or number three, bounces off this and breaks out the 0.71 level, di buhay yung uptrend, then there's a possibility that it could challenge this at the 0.80 level and this at the 0.91 level. So there. So you have Shoyski, sabi niya, hit like guys. Oo nga, hit like. Si Louis Cesar, yan, active din yan, regular yan. Sabi niya, nice. Okay. Did we talk about PHA na? Parang tapos na tayo sa PHA. I think PHA tapos na. I think it was one of the first videos. So, if ever this will be part of the replay, panoorin nyo doon. Or most likely, I'll upload this pero doon sa Stock Investing Made Easy na channel na lang. Para different naman, di ba? Ayan, you have Tristan Bucasas. asking for IMI. Yun yung problem ko if it's a live stream. I tend to talk a lot, so yung I need to protect my my voice also. Okay. IMI. Sino sa inyo may IMI? For those who don't know what IMI is, no, it's basically run by the Ayalas. They're into exports, they're into chips. And if you've been following my videos well, I've been mentioning this over and over and over and over again that syempre the Philippines is exporting stuff, goods, but our export industry is not as big as our competitors, our peers in the region, the Vietnams, the Thailands of the world. But our largest exports are basically electronics, are basically chips, and IMI is also part of that. So, anyways, Tristan Bukasas para sa ito. Tristan, tagasan ka. Tagasan kayo lahat. Wala naman nagko-comment kung tagasan kayo, no? Anyways, IMI, very, very clear, no? Very, very clear breakout from the 9.42 level. So, Tristan, if you own this, you're positioned in this, and you have bought it prior to the breakout or you bought it prior to the movement that we're having right now, it's clear that it's breaking out from a resistance. And if you'll draw a support level here, ito yung pinaka-range niya, 9.42, 8.56 level. But if you'll allow me to draw this and plot this for you guys, I can plot one here, then I can also plot this. So this particular cross-section starting December 15, halos 5 weeks na tayo doon. We've seen it form another ascending triangle. So for those who have been following everything that I've been talking about ascending triangles, this is a bullish configuration. This is a bullish pattern. As it's a bullish pattern, breakouts from that particular resistance may lead into larger and bigger and stronger uptrends. So current configurations or current indicators to watch out or at least analyze for IMI that it's relatively bullish is number one, the large green candle that we had today, large volatility also from 9.3 to 11 pesos per share. Number two is MACD showing us a cross up on it. Number three or four, yung 20-day moving average. Number five, breakout from the ascending triangle. Then this particular line here. Then you have it above the 20-day moving average. And lastly is the 9.42 resistance. So couple of things to watch out for is that please do note that the biggest problem of a lot of people is when they think na nag-breakout, lagi all the time it will always sunod-sunod yung pag-akyat niya. It doesn't happen all the time. There will be times that even though it breaks out, pwedeng bumagsak eh. And that's normal. That's part of it. So what do I want you to get if it breaks out and then bumagsak? Number one is if bumagsak siya pero above the 9.42 support level. So if it's above the 9.42 support level, then possibly still that nasa taas siya ng 9.42 support level eh. So what does that mean to all of us? It means that the breakout is still valid. So please do note na kahit bumagsak siya, as long as the breakout is still valid, then we may see the progression of the stock still be in play. So please remember, normal na magkakaroon ng portions yan where people will take profit, especially when you have large green candles eh. So what's very, very important though, as long as it stays above the new support level, then the breakout is still valid. One thing you need to watch out for is if it breaks out, stays above the support level, if it bounces. Because if it bounces, di tuloy still yung possible movement. Yung way to see if it becomes a not so valid, wait lang, I forgot to share this in Facebook. I'll just type it, stocks by request. I forgot to share this video on Facebook. Unfair naman sa mga Facebook people if they don't see this. So, yung valid point dito sa lahat ng ginagawa natin is if it drops and goes red, pero the support does not hold, then that's when you can rule it already na false breakout siya. And the narrative when you see a false breakout is kung nakabili kayo higher, it should be part of your plan also anytime you're trading if a trade does not go your way to cut losses. Please remember that. So either two things lang yan. Buo yung loob mo sa start na investor ka that if it goes down, you're either gonna hold, investor ka, or you're either gonna average down, investor ka. Pero pag trader ka, dapat buo din yung loob mo that if it does not go the direction you want to go and it breaks down from a support level, it's very, very important that you have to cut loss. So, anyways, the next possible areas where it could go based on the next resistances, I'll try to plot this here. As you can see, it also broke out from the 10.64 level. So how can we analyze it now? Then we look for the next possible resistance. And the next possible resistances right now, at least for IMI, is you could put one here at the 11.96 mark and maybe another one here at the 13.74 level. So how will I look at it now? Because of what's happening, all moving averages as of today, January 25, are bullish. 20, 50, 100, 200-day moving average, the trend line that I posted is still bullish. It's reversing. And if you note this, no, this is the strong reversal that I posted a video on my second channel talking about look for reversals. This is a legit reversal from the long and massive downtrend right here. So somewhere around here, we saw IMI start to reverse from a 2018 downtrend. So imagine, no, it was going down for 2+ years, relatively 3 years. Then it just started to reverse fourth quarter last year. Please remember, for those who are asking, bakit bumaba ng malaki yung IMI? It was predominantly because of the trade war. Please remember, because of the trade war, we saw lots of export chips related companies that had connections to US and China were the ones that got massively beat down. Now, that being said, IMI is reversing, IMI is pushing up, IMI is starting to continue to go higher. So, conditional move, number one, if it stays above the 9.42 level and it holds, the area to look out for is this, the 10.6 level. Given that it's already above that, watch out if 10.6 will also hold, because if it holds, the next resistances for IMI is 11.96 and 13.74. Comment below if you're learning and comment if this is something that is helping you. So there. What else? Parang wala nang comments ah. Ayan, sabi ni Kaloy, thank you. Tapos na tayo sa AR yata eh. Sorry, Bob Freaking, sabi niya, wrong pronunciation. Sorry. Hello to you. Hazel Kalakan, hello. Jose Luis, request for AR dito. Sige, let's do dito. Guys, do you want us to do dito? We did MM na kanina, nagpa-vote ako ng MM or dito. Let me know if you guys like dito as well. Whoa! First time ko naka-super sticker. Wow, hindi naman ako si Welt Arky, pero wow! Thank you so much, Princess Canon. That's amazing. I wasn't really asking for any of it, but thank you so much. Minsan, masaya rin pala 49 pesos. Thank you. Okay. So a lot of people are asking for dito. Sige, comment below. By the way, I'm curious, no. I've been making polls in Instagram, and yung polls ko sa Instagram, pitting companies together. I hope you have been enjoying that also. But let's see. Let's go on with everything else. Okay, so sabi ni ARVS, sabi niya, go Sir Marvin. Oy, interesting to, Neo. Ay, saan yung Neo? Nawala yung Neo. But anyways, sige. Hi, Sir Marvin, can you discuss stocks with buyback programs? Ronnie Duque, we have a lot of videos on the buyback. No? So I've made so many videos about buybacks and the relevance of it. But sige, I want to answer this right now also. Buybacks normally, no, how do I explain this? Yung companies, they normally know the value of their business. So they will never buy a company or at least their own shares if they believe na mahal siya. So the fact that their MPI was buying it at a certain level, I think they were doing that, nasa 3+ pa yung MPI nun, it was them subtly also saying, binibili namin to kasi naniniwala kami na mura siya. And for those who attended our fundamental analysis sessions also, the way EPSs are computed also is you can realize it that the way EPSs are computed is pag nag-buyback kasi, nababawasan yung share sa market, tumataas yung EPS. Pag tumataas yung EPS, mas nagiging somehow, no, sa PE ratio, bumababa yung denominator mo, mas nagiging cheaper yung stock. So somehow it looks like that. But anyways, babalikan ko siya ulit. But let's go to dito first. Tignan natin. Whoa! Ang dami nagsisticker ah. Ang dami nagsisticker. Okay, okay na pala. Wow, thank you. Ganito pala feeling ng mga nagse-stream, no? Yung I've seen some people na nagse-stream but they're more into the gaming. Sila Alodia. Ganun pala how it's actually done. Anyways, let's continue. I wanna go with Dito first. So I hope I gave justice to that. I was able to explain it that way. That the buybacks happen because when they have extra cash, and when they have extra cash, they're buying shares of the company, and when they're buying shares of the company, sino bang company bibili ng sarili nilang shares kung mahal? So the fact that they were buying it at that particular point, it's them signaling na, oh, medyo mura siya. And if they've been buying back aggressively also, it places a demand at a certain price point. And that's what's happened to MPI. Anyways, and that's what I believe in, what triggered also the upward movement for MPI. But here's what I want to share. Below 4 pesos, below 3.5, I really believe it's undervalued. Please do note that a lot of their businesses are relatively defensive in nature. As what do I mean that they're relatively defensive in nature? They are defensive in a way that except for the toll roads, I guess, kasi nung ECQ, nung lockdowns, hindi masyado gumagalaw yung mga toll, wala masyadong mobility. So since wala masyadong mobility, wala nang gumagamit ng toll roads. Pero water, Meralco, I think they were relatively still earning, not in a very, very strong degree kasi wala masyadong economic activity. Pero yun, it's still better than a lot of the brick and mortar stores. It's still better than a lot of the tourism related stocks. Whoa, another wow. Whoa, super chat naman to. Whoa, Soyxi, wow. This is interesting, a super chat. Anyways, thank you so much, Soyski, for the super chat. Okay, Dito, this is where Dito is. Same thing, still, nothing has changed. As you can see right here, it's consolidating, it's moving sideways, it's bouncing off the 20-day moving average. It's below still RSI. RSI is going down from overbought levels, which is normal when you see stocks start to go up massively. MACD still confirming the change in direction, which the change in direction was from a large push up. It starts to move sideways. And what we're seeing also is I plotted this line a couple of days ago in downward progression. However, in downward progression, hindi tumagal because it bounced off the support level. So as of now, January 25, we could say that the current support level, what people believe dito is worth buying for, na medyo tingin nila mura is at the 11.25 level because it has been holding at this particular price point. It has been holding also, and it's being confirmed by the 20-day moving average. So please write this down. Current support, still legit support for dito is 11.3. Current resistance is at the 14 peso 13.9 level. So that's where we are for dito. So to everyone who asked for dito, thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. Then you have Red Sabaroso asking for fruit. Do you like fruit, guys? Do you want us to talk about fruit? Or si Chard, tapos na tayo sa, we've already talked about BSC. It was one of the first stocks that we talked about on top of this particular video. So for those na nagtatanong about yun yung I think that's yun pala one of the reasons bakit hindi ko masyado ano yung live, no, yung mga taong dadating ng late, hindi na nila mapapanood yung last particular portion. So yun lang iniisip ko na if you by the way, paano nyo mapapanood to kung late kayo dumating, hindi nyo mapapanood yung first stocks na inanalyze natin. So that's what I'm thinking about lang. I think that's the dilemma of it, no. That's why I've been shying away from live also kasi I want that you get to see, pwede nyo rewind ito, hindi siya ma-rewind eh. So anyways, nakalimutan ko na yung stock. Okay, fruit. Okay lang ba sa inyo yung fruit? Okay, let's see. Okay, fruit. Ayan, fruit. As you can see also, I'll zoom out first so you see better context of it. Ayan, I'll draw this trend line here for fruit. Boom. As you can see, the trend line, the upward trend got broken here, which also coincided with this. So you have two confirmatory signals already here showing that whatever upward push that happened for fruit, somehow, no, midway third quarter or third week of December got broken. And what happened after that being broken is we saw fruit start to move sideways. And its sideways progression is 1.6 support, resistance is 1.845. So that's where we are right now for fruit, relatively sideways. It's starting to lose, no? At least from a MACD perspective, we're seeing it start to also weaken a bit right here. GMMA is also nearing a cross. It's already below the 20-day moving average, but it's floating and trying to stay above the 50-day moving average. So current narrative for fruit, 1.595 support level. If that 1.595 support level will hold, then possibly it could bounce, and possibly also it will still move sideways with this current progression. So 1.595 support, 1.845 resistance if we possibly see fruit continue the sideways trend. However, if it does not, kasi medyo malaki na rin yung inakyat niya. If you note this from the breakout note, it was up around 53.6% to the resistance and around 34.9% to the support. Now, should people who entered early take profits, then they would have earned at least 34.9%. If it does not hold, the current possible progression for this is we could possibly see it retrace down to the 1.407 level, which is the 100-day moving average. And which, if I'll also plot it here, no, possible progression niya, yan din talaga yung possible na pwede niyang bagsakan. Somewhere around those lines. Okay, so there. Thank you, Princess, for that. How do I press yung mga, may nag-send na super sticker, but I don't know how to press it. But thank you so much, Princess Canon, for the super sticker. Then you have Mark Antilia asking for Meg. Ang dami nagme-Meg ngayon. Si Nikki din, Meg. Nikki Nocerale from Cebu asking for Meg. You have Aaron Cuenca asking for MRSGI, VLL, or MY. So guys, please vote. What do you guys want? Meg or Vistaland? Battle of the Real Estate Companies, Andrew Tan or Villar? What do you guys want? So let's go. May mga sumisingit sa Kumu, sabi ni Elyu Pangan, Meg daw. Okay, sabi ni Louis Cesar, Meg, Miro Nieva, Meg din. Okay. Ronnie Duques asking for Meg. Charles Cabaling is asking for Meg. Jazzu 29. What does 29 mean? Weird. Okay, okay, tapos na. Okay, let's do this. Guys, medyo na-flood, no? So kung di ko kayo nabate, pasensya na, sobrang dami lang ng ano. But sige, let's do Meg first, tapos kung di ko makalimutan, let's do Vistalad. Okay, fair enough. Okay, there. So, ito rin problema pag nag-live ako. Hindi para na yung isang channel, napabaya ako isang channel. Dapat dalawa yung lalabas na video, pero wala na. Napabaya yung isang channel. Okay, this is Meg. Meg, second straight day or third straight day that it's falling below the 20-day moving average. Third straight day that it's falling below the 4.13 range. So right now, it's pretty clear already, that this upward move is over, that the sideways progression is happening. So as of now, by the way we're analyzing it, because of it falling from the 4.13 level, the next possible area, the next possible support level, at least for Meg, is at the 3.66 mark. So one level where it could be protected is maybe here because of 50-day moving average. But we were already seeing more and more signals, at least for Meg, denoting more bearish movements for the stock. So again, 4.13 resistance, 3.66 main support. 50-day moving average could protect it, but if it does not hold, possible progression will be 3.66. And if that happens and it stays above that level, then still, I think Mega World will still move sideways. So that's where we are. So let's look at Vistaland here. So Vistaland, ganun din, sideways, 4.35 pesos support, 5.33 resistance. So bounce from 4.35 area, we could see it if it bounces from 4.35 and moves higher, then there's a possibility that it continues its upward move versus the 20 and 50-day moving average, and its area that it could progress is the 5.3 level. If the 4.35 area does not hold, then its regression will bring it somewhere around here. So if you're looking at it, no, next possible resistance is 5.3. This does not hold. Next possible landing spot will be here at the 3.8 level at the very least for Vistaland. So, nasagot natin yung tanong ni Bob Fracking. May question siya, sir, do you have plans to release new books? Tapos ko na lahat. Hehe. I'm trying to my I was trying to write sana. My goal when I started writing books was one book a year for 10 years. Parang Harry Potter. That was my plan. Teka lang Baba, minambobola. Sobra ka Marco sa Erwan. Wag. Iba si Erwan. Di tayo Erwan Yusuf. Sobrang gwapo ni Erwan. Wala tayong laban doon. I tried to write one book a year, but nahirapan ako eh. I think the schedules have been so hard, and I said that during lockdown makakapagsulat ako, but I may make a new ebook, but it won't be technical analysis yet. It won't be. But if there will be a next book, the hard copy, it will be most likely technical analysis. Maybe a deep dive on indicators and oscillators. Maybe. But wala pa soon. But most likely, I will make one na ebook that's talking about certain aspects also. But other than that, if you're asking for indicators, we have two courses, no. One is happening this Saturday, pero isang slot na lang kasi yun eh. Link is in the description below. Then we have a Zoom course also where we're gonna do technical analysis. That's happening at the end of February. All in the description below. So there. Yeah, Justin, online class link is in the description below if you want to join us there. I think the team started it, at least they opened it a few days ago lang. I think a few days ago lang. So it's just freshly opened. Anyways, Jose Luis de Guzman, copy trade in eToro. I'm not part of the Popular Investor Program. You have to be part of the PI program for you to be able to be copied. So sa akin, generally just a private trader there. Whoa, Luis Cesar, new member. Okay, anyways, nakalimutan ko na. ACEN, okay. Ayan, nakalimutan ko sagutin yung ACEN. Rizaldi Lavenino is asking for ACEN. Tama ba? Wala pa tayong ACEN, no? We have not talked about ACEN yet. Is that correct? Kung hindi pa, tama, no? Parang hindi pa eh. I think hindi pa. Okay, let's do ACEN. Okay, so this is how ACEN is. As you can see, no, even for today, nothing has changed. This is its support level at 6.6. It's still staying there. Ilan araw na siya doon. It's been there since mid-January. So current support is 6.65. Current resistance is 7.45. So naglalaban dyan is you have your 50-day moving average as its level of support. Then you have your 7.5 resistance from the 20-day moving average. So very, very tight range for ACEN. Again, 6.65, then 7.45 resistance. So progression though, please do note, I'll say this over and over that it's very, very important that pag nagtitrade kayo, if it does not go your way, you need to make sure that need to know how to cut loss or where to cut loss. That's what I think that's very, 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 very important. It's so important that you cut loss, because if you do not cut loss, how do I say this? If you do not cut loss when a trade does not go your way, so you invalidate your rules. If you invalidate your rules, it does not build strength. It does not give you the conviction to do things that, teka, if tumama to, pwede ko to ulitin for the next trade. So, ganun yung sinasabi ko sa ACEN, that if the 6.65 level for ACEN does not hold, then the narrative that it could retrace lower to the 5.7 level is also possible. So, ACEN 6.65 support, bounce 7.45 resistance, 6.65 does not hold, retracement to the 5.7 level is possible. But if it breaks out from the 7.45 level, then the current progression for it is it could go to the 10.65 mark. So, there. Um, what else? Sabi ni Louis Cesar, ang daming nagmamakaawa sa ASEN. So, that's where we are. Kenneth Castillo is asking for DD and AREIT. I made videos already on, teka lang, may nag-update ng si Mr. ACEN Ciado. ACEN talaga pangalan mo. May nagko-comment ng 178 to 386 likes update. So, anyways, so this is where we are for DD. DD and AREIT. Okay, so for DD and AREIT, I made a video already on where it's, how do I put this? I made a video on the DD REIT which is coming out. I, of course, there's I've made more. I'll make more still, a deeper dive on it. But please do note that when you're trying to analyze, REITs, people who buy it are predominantly there because of the dividends that they will receive. So, sa mga taong nag invest sa REIT, as long as the yields are attractive for them already, you can expect that, hey, there's a possibility that as long as people are okay with the yields that they're getting, then you could possibly see it go and move higher still. And that's what's interesting about AREIT, because of their acquisitions. Please remember, for AREIT, no, I'm just plotting the chart here. Una, they started the IPO with 3 buildings lang. The 3 ones that are in Makati. Then they went for the Teleperformance building in Cebu. Then they went for the 5th building, Ayala 30th. Then the land where IMI is right now, they also are getting that, meaning IMI will be paying rent to a REIT. So imagine this. Naglist sila ng August with just 3 properties. Ngayon, 6 na. So please look at the potential in that. If at that point in time they had 3 properties already and they were giving you dividend yields that were massively higher than what you would get in some respects, kung mas mataas na yung dividend yield na kukuha mo doon, how much more ngayon na they added 3 more assets to their portfolio. And that's why you're seeing it in an uptrend. And what's interesting is, for those who picked it up somewhere around here, your dividends are higher. For those who picked it up somewhere around here while it was consolidating, your dividends are higher. And right now, as of today, AREIT, from a technical point of view, is moving towards an uptrend. And that was predominantly because of the breakout that we saw mid-November. After the breakout mid-November, it has not stopped moving higher. It had a resistance at the 30.16 mark, but it broke past that. And right now, the current range where AREIT is moving is 30.16 support, 32.22 resistance. Medyo sumasakit na yung throat ko. Medyo sumasakit na yung throat ko. Anyways. So there. So you can expect, no, if they give you a higher dividend for next year, please remember the dividends that they gave out for 2020 does not factor in yung, especially yung IMI acquisition, or at least the land where the techno park of IMI is also. So current reading for AREIT from a trend perspective, trend is still up, confirmed by this trend line here that I'm plotting. So this is the main support trend line that we're watching. It's also supported by the 20-day moving average. 50 and 100-day moving averages are all bullish. GMMA is bullish. MACD is bullish. RSI is overbought, but it's not showing us any dips yet. So current way to look for it na lang if you want to pin down shorter movements for AREIT is yung 30.16 support and then yung 32.22 resistance. And by the way, no, it's already 1, 2, 3, 4 days already not breaking out yet of the 30.22 resistance level. So there. There's a good question. No? May nakita ko magandang question eh. Ayun. Wait lang. Indicator at the bottom is RSI. Yun. Jinky, rumor, I'm not sure eh. If you've been following my videos, I really don't look at rumors. That's the last thing that I do because I don't like listening to rumors because hindi ko siya mauulit eh. What do I mean by that? If I listen to this particular rumor, it could go this way or this way. It could go positive, stocks go up. It could go negative, stocks could go down. Pero for the next possible rumor, it's not something na pwede ko siyang ulitin. I think that's so important. And that's why I keep sharing it to you guys that mas importante na you spend a lot of time building technicals and fundamentals kasi yung skills na makukuha nyo sa technicals at fundamentals, pwede siyang ulit-ulitin 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025 magpalit ng presidente, magpalit ng market kung saan kayo nagte-trade or nag-i-invest. It won't change eh. Nasa nyo na yun. Pero yung rumors, you can't replicate that eh. That's not scalable. And if there's one thing that I know about business is if you go into a business, try to find something that you can actually scale. That's why, for example, mag-start ka ng sari-sari store. Nothing wrong with sari-sari store. Pero unless you know how to leverage it and you know how to build multiple areas kung saan siya pwedeng multiple stores na you're hiring other people, getting other systems that's working for you, then hindi mo siya mapapalago. Ganun din sa trading. If you are relying on and I respect also your opinion that everyone has their valid opinion. Kaso the thing about that is di mo siya mapapalago eh if it's primarily based on that. Anyways, Wilfredo Lozano's asking for Cebu Pacific. Wait lang, but before that, I have a very, very good, this is a good comment no, from Sienna Beleza. Any advice for student investors? Start right now. I started investing 22 ata ako or 23, somewhere there. Pero graduate na ako ng college. And my biggest regret is if sana may nagturo sa akin ito nung high school ako. Kasi baka hindi na ako nag-college, hindi, joke lang. Pero I should have learned about this earlier. Because, imagine this. I'm 37 right now. Been investing for more than a decade. Kung natutunan ko to nung 13 ako, imagine, if natutunan ko to nung 13 years old ako, iba na yung skill set ko, iba na yung experience ko pagdating ko ng 27. And how much more iba na yung skill set ko, iba na yung experience ko pagdating ng 37. And ganun lang yung gusto ko sabihin eh. Hindi naman natin kailangan magmadali eh. Everyone is trying to rush themselves to get rich. And if you're like Princess, sabi niya, she's 22 years old. Think about that. What is 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years trying to build the skill, trying to grow your competence? We somehow judge people that if they're not performing the stock market for 1 year, hindi ka magaling. But you have to realize it's sa trabaho nyo. If you are not performing tapos bagong hire ka pa lang, that's expected eh. Kasi no one expects you to be good enough pag nagsisimula ka. So that's what I'm sharing. That you have to, Sienna Beleza, come into it that you start as early as now. So you build the competence and the skill to make you better. So there. Okay, so Cebu Pacific, I saw a question nag-scroll up about I forgot that. People are asking what other softwares or platforms that I use. I'm not too familiar with the others. This software Chart Nexus, the reason why I'm not using other platforms because ito na yung ginamit ko ever since. I've been using this 8 or 9 years already, way before there were other platforms that were being used. So that's why I'm using this right now kasi dito na rin ako nasanay. And for those who've been following me, I've mentioned that I've been investing and trading US markets 2014 along with Singapore markets, and ito yung nakukuha ko na rin from this charting software that I use. Anyways, Cebu Pacific. Pause to. Cebu Pacific, I just want to note this very, very quick lang. Here. This is your resistance for SEB. Somewhere here at the 50.29 level. This is also where the 20-day moving average is. This is where your resistance is. So the reason why I'm sharing that to you right now is basically this. Breakout from 50.29 resistance, if that holds, the upside that you could possibly see for Cebu Pacific is right here, that it could possibly go as high as the 57.7 mark, at least for Cebu Pacific. So please write this down at least for a case study for the next few days for you. Sulat nyo sa notebooks nyo. So, ganun yung pwede nyo gawin no, na meron kayo notebook na nagsusulat kayo ng mga how your trades are possibly going. So, put a condition there. If Cebu Pacific stays above the 20-day moving average, Cebu Pacific stays above the 50.29 level, then the 50.29 level will act as a support level. As it acts as a support level, the next possible resistance that you could see for Cebu Pacific is 57.7. However, similar when you start to do trades also, if it does not hold the 50.29 level, the current narrative on where it could possibly retrace lower is here at the 45.8 level. So again, when a stock does not hold a certain support level, it will try to find the next support level where it could possibly retrace. So yun lang, 50.29 support, resistance is 57.7, does not hold, make sure that you're out of the position, it could possibly retrace at a much lower level. So there. Next, let's see. Si um, Marcos Prep Tente is asking for GT Capital. So I just want to plot in GT Capital right here. So by the way, no, GT Capital, for those who don't know, is pretty much Metrobank and Toyota. And if you note it here, there's a lot of relatively bearish signals already that we're seeing for the stock. What are those signals? Number one, this downward trending slope here. And if you'll allow me to zoom out, there, this massive downward trending line is still not broken. So the reason why I say that is this functions as a very, very large resistance. And it's been in a downtrend since January 2018. So since the peak, January 2018, where it was around 1,200, GT Capital has continued. Nawawala na boses ko. Sorry about that. GT Capital has continued to move massively stronger, lower in its downtrend. And every time it hit this particular level, it somehow has retraced lower. So as you can see right here, natamaan yung resistance dito and it started to go down. So I plotted this also that kung na-breakout niya sana yung 581 level, it will attack this. Kaso hindi na nga niya na-break yung 581 level, so it never had a chance to attack this large resistance. So what we're seeing right now is an offshoot of this. The downward trend is basically because hindi niya na-break yung 670 resistance. So right now, this is where we are. GT Capital, the main downward trending slope for GT Capital is intact still. So it's still in a long downtrend. Next is this one, this downtrend that started December 22, that's still pretty much intact. Number three, it's the 20-day moving average is bearish. The 50-day moving average is bearish. MACD is also bearish. GMMA starting to cross lower. Then you also have the 20-day moving average cross below the 50-day moving average, showing you more bearish signals for GT Capital. Now, just looking at it from a purely support and resistance perspective, 519 support, 581 resistance. If the 519 support does not hold, next possible landing spot will be at the 200-day moving average, which is at the 454 mark already for GT Cap. So there, I hope I was able to answer your question, Marcos. Sorry guys, I think I think I need to rest my voice already. Ang hirap din ng, yun din pala, kaya hindi ako nakakapag 1 hour or at least do lives because of this. Yeah, but I'll rest my voice because we have Stock Smarts Manila this Saturday and Sunday. So I don't know if I can talk a lot, but to everyone who joined us, thank you so much for being part of this. I'll do my best to do live, but I'm not sure if I can do this over and over, but appreciate it. To those who sent stickers, to those who became channel members, thank you so much. And to those who are joining our Zoom class and the session this Saturday and Sunday, I'm excited to meet you all. And yun, I'll rest my voice and maybe I'll put snippets of this in my second channel na rin. And maraming salamat to all of you. And I hope this video helps you trade well, trade strong, trade smart. See you all again soon, guys, and God bless you all.